Hey guys, my name is Lewis from LJP, also known as Lewis James Productions. What channel are you watching this on right now? There's two options for that. If you're watching this on my main channel, Lewis James Productions, thank you. If you didn't know, there's a new channel this side. This is also going up on. It's called LJP Reddit. If you're watching this on Lewis James Production, link in description. If you're watching this on LJP Reddit, link in description to my main channel. If you like universe mode in WWE games, and go over there. That's pretty much all I upload. But I've always loved Reddit stories, so I wanted to start a new series where I made like one video a day, maybe sometimes less, where I read a few Reddit stories. This first one, it's not going to have the story on screen at the same time. It's just going to have a bit of a background image, so this is more of like a podcast type thing. But I hope you do enjoy this. This first story of r/, all these stories in this episode are all from r/scaryshortstories. This first one was posted by u/poppy1123. It is called True, Creep, and Scary. Let's go. I used to work in a local 24-hour pizza shop. There was always this guy who would call and order something, then proceed to scream on the top of his lungs for like 2 seconds, then hang up. 2 minutes later, he would normally and calmly cancel the order. He did this every single day for almost a week. It was super crazy. On the 7th day, he ordered something. There was no screaming or no order cancel. He then gave me his address and hung up. So of course I had to order it to him, since I was the only guy in the shop who was able to do it. The guy's name was Michael John, not his real name. I knew this because the phone number displayed his name. So every he would call, I would see his name, then his number. When the order was ready for delivery, I took the pizza, got in my car, put the address in my GPS, and started driving. The GPS took me to an abandoned house in the middle of nowhere. I found it kinda strange, but still proceeded to walk up the driveway and knock the door, as the doorbell had no button. After 1 to 2 minutes of knocking, I gave up and headed back to my car. I drove all the way back to the pizza shop and told the other guys that they were working with me that I knocked the door multiple times and there was no response, so I left. After that, guy never called again. But the story didn't end there. I found out that guy had been dead for 17 years. I can't remember how I found out. It happened like 4 years ago. That creeped me the F out so much that I left my job a couple of days after that. This story for me is just super creepy. That story for me also is very scary. I like the ending. I don't think most of these stories are real. I think they're all based off fiction, but I do enjoy reading them out. And that one was a very good way to start the episode. The second one, posted by r/Shrekit520, is called My Mum Was Stalked for 11 Years. He mistyped stalked. But enjoy. So I and my girlfriend were talking about strange things that happened to us, and when it was my turn, I remembered these specific events. I was there for some, and sometimes I wasn't. So my parents had first separated when I was young at the time. My mum married again 2 years later. So one day my mum gets us ready and goes to run errands. And when she looks out the window, she notices a man in a black Lexus down sitting beside the house. How our house was set up, it was on a corner of the neighbourhood. She doesn't pay much attention to it and proceeds to leave and get in the car. As she is leaving the neighbourhood, she notices the man is now following her. She doesn't take much concern to it, because it could just be a coincidence. When she arrived for the doctor's appointment, she notices the man parks a bit away from her. He never gets out of the car he was just sitting there. She's a bit confused and goes in. She does her appointment, but when she leaves, he is still there. My mum notices and quickly gets into a car and drives to her next place. As she is driving to Target, she is still being followed and freaked out about this. She is now calling my then stepdad, and he decided to leave work early to go and meet her at the house and hopefully catch this man. My mum pulls into her driveway, and the man is down the street still. My stepdad pulls up behind him, gets his plate number, and walks up the window and says, "What the F are you doing?" The windows are tinted and he can't see in. The man just speeds out of the neighborhood. They phone the police, and it turns out the car was a rental plate. End of that story. 2 years after that, my mum and my stepfather broke up. We are living in a townhouse in the upside of town, and I remember this day like it was yesterday. My mum picked me and my older brother up from school, and our day was normal. But when nighttime rolled around, my brother was using the restroom. I noticed a brownish dark van outside the window. He thought it was odd because it was parked outside of town, and at the time it didn't match up. He quickly tells my mum, and she opens the door to find a man outside with a camera taking pictures of her car and the townhouse. When he notices she opened the door, he is now taking pictures of us and moving closer. My mum screams at him to get the F away, or else she is calling the police, and she slams the door. Now I'm freaked out because I was so young at the time and didn't quite understand the situation. My mum doesn't call the police for some reason, but sends me and my brother to bed. Around sometime in the early morning, our security system goes off. My mum ran into me and my brother's room and tells us to come with her. My brother grabs a baseball bat and comes downstairs with us, and it was pitch black downstairs. I was behind them because I hate the atmosphere, and I couldn't hear myself breathing because of the alarm. She disarms it and then turns on the light. We notice a shadowy figure outside by the sliding door. It quickly disappears, and my mum phones the police. When they arrive, she tells a story, and there's nothing that can be done. I think it's a pretty good 2 sections of a story. I think the title put you off probably because the title's a bit wrong. She mistyped in. Obviously, if you don't read it, you can't change the title once you've already made it. But I hope you did enjoy the episode. But now we get into the final story. I meant story, not episode, by the way. This one, posted by u/, sorry if I'm pronouncing this wrong, Avayabi minus, also known as, well, spelled as AVEYAHB. This is called The Dream. Hi, my name is Avia, and this is something that happened to me about a week ago. I'm posting my experience for answers, or to see if I am the only one. It was around 12 o'clock or 1 PM on a Saturday. Me and my sister share a room, but she stays up late on the phone with her friend, so I could never get good night's sleep. I was bothered, but I didn't want to cause a fuss this night, since my sister is so stubborn. So I decided to go to sleep on the couch in the living room. Even though I never liked sleeping in open spaces alone, because it gave me an eerie feeling, it was all I had to work. Since I couldn't sleep in there anymore, I went to the living room with all my pillows and blankets. It was always cold in the living room, so I brought more than one blanket. I couldn't fall asleep for a while, so I decided to binge watch some TV shows. While I was watching, in the corner of my eye, I swear I saw someone or something just standing there watching me. I didn't think much of it since I was kinda tired and thought my eyes were playing tricks on me. I started dozing off, so I flicked the TV off and turned off the light and fell asleep. I had a strange dream. What I remember is that in the dream I saw myself sleeping, in the same position I was sleeping in when I fell asleep. While I was watching myself sleep, something popped its head from behind the couch. It was skinny and a dark yellow skin with horse-like teeth. I panicked, not knowing what to do, so I tried to wake myself up screaming and yelling. But it was useless. The thing got closer and closer. And the more it did, the more I was panicking, not knowing what it was, only knowing it was evil and had bad intentions. I yelled at the thing all of the holy words I know, if that makes sense. I prayed and called out to God, and soon the thing screeched and fell to the floor, making a loud noise. That was when I woke up, to a loud thump on the floor. I was sweating and panting, scared for my life. I quickly looked behind me to see the couch all scratched up in what seemed to be letters. Curious and confused, I turned the light on and looked behind the couch to see what it said. Carved on the couch, spelled in sloppy writing, "I will be back." I couldn't believe my eyes. Completely shocked, I grabbed my blanket and ran into my room. My sister was asleep, but I couldn't even close one eye, feeling paranoid. I stayed up for the rest of the night. When the sun rose, I instantly ran in the living room, only to see the couch in perfect condition. No scratches, no scrapes or marks were on the couch. Confused, I did not know what to do at this point. I got in the shower in complete utter shock and disbelief. I vividly remember the couch having those scratches on it and rips. I doubted myself and tried to come up with an explanation, but I just couldn't. My back started to sting and burn like I had an open wound or something. I got out and looked in the mirror and saw 4 claw marks on my back, and immediately showed my mum, but she claimed she saw nothing and chalked it up to my imagination. Ever since that, I am terrified of sleeping in the living room. Even though I could not really sleep with my sister, always being loud, it was better than sleeping in the living room. Can someone please tell me what this was if you know, or could you give me an explanation and advice of what I should do? Thank you for watching. That last story, in my opinion, was the most creepy. The first one was creepy, the second one not too much, but that last one gave me chills since I'm recording this at 10:30 at night and I'm pretty tired. I hope you did enjoy the first video of LJP Reddit. The next one should be tomorrow. Thank you for watching, and my name has been Lewis James Productions. Like, subscribe, turn notifications. And remember, no matter what time you go to sleep, there's always someone watching you. Always.